All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol HYLN, Hyliion Holdings Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, HYLN stock, Hyliion, has actually had a slight reversal after a dip. I was talking about it in the last video. As we could see, the light green started to show up, then it got dark, then light green again. But it's kind of like leveled off, and when you see this, it's kind of sloped in that upward direction, like very minimal. And then here we're seeing that slight recovery, but I'm still hesitant to say because these dark green bars have to show up here and stronger, like as you could see it here, like a real staircase effect. And they haven't done that. Even like this one back here, this is probably a better example of a nice staircase effect of it going upwards to build some momentum. Now, leading into that point is where the big fall happened. If the momentum continued, this would have started to work its way up and get out of underneath it. So we're seeing this actually work back up, and this is where I'm actually watching closely if history is going to repeat itself, because what already happened here based off the history of the chart, it looked like it was coming up, and then that's when the big dip came. I'm not saying that it's going to play out just the same way. I'm just looking out for signs that it's looking like it's coming back up. But so far, this was kind of a rocky reversal here. You can kind of see it. It kind of fell, kind of came up, leveled off, came up. This has been a nice, smooth reversal for the most part. And if it continues that way, it could actually break back over. And then these bars will turn greener, and we should see this start to play out in that upward direction. Now, I stated that the bulls have to break through the 50-day moving average, and they have to break through resistance in the previous video when the 50-day moving average was up here. As you can see, the 50-day moving average is catching up to the price, giving some leverage or opportunity actually to the bulls. So we want to watch this closely. If this was to dip and go in this direction, then it's basically going to hit newer lows, and then that's where we're looking at the $15 mark, the $13 mark, and possibly the $10 mark. But we haven't gotten there yet. This is holding itself up pretty well, but we want to watch for is if this is going to go in that direction, because once it does that direction, it should come back with some type of reversal in the near future. So that's something that we want to watch for as this plays out. Now, on the other hand, if this slope upward movement, subtle upward movement continues, and it kind of levels off and then it continues, this is going to break through the 50-day moving average, the resistance from yesterday that we're going to look at in just a moment, and we're going to look at our new resistance and support, and this could be on its way up in a reversal state. It's looking kind of hard to tell because these are all good signs here, but it's kind of going up, then it goes back down, going up, and this right here is hanging out in the same area. It's actually beneath it. This actually has to be moving pretty quickly with it over that course of that time. Like if you see when this is going downwards here, this was all green that whole time, and it's showing that it was coming back, but it was coming back from a big loaded sell-off. It didn't last for long, but it took a big hit on the stock that it was recovering through that process. And then it finally was settled down and it broke out from there. And that's where you had that small breakout from about $17 to $20. Now, that's a $3 difference. So that's what we're watching for here. Is there going to be another breakout? And where is it going to go? When you look at a different analysis, which I've pulled up in different videos previously about Hyliion, or Hyliion as you want to call it, Hyliion is price target to, I think, up to like $26, $27 at the highest that I've seen. And then you see the midway point at $24.50-ish, and then the lowest is 19. So right now, based off the 12-month analysis from different sources like CNN Money, Tip Ranks, Market Beat, Hyliion is at a discount. And the fact that it's settling down like this, it's slowing down, like it's not like a sharp downward slope like here. That's a sharp hit right there. Now, it's kind of a settling effect. You can kind of see it's kind of leveling off, and as it levels off, it's becoming much more easier for the bulls to actually start to build momentum, because now the bears are exhausted too. There's a point where there's an exhaustion of the bears. So we're going to have to watch this one closely. You can already see when we zoom in, there's a slight reversal going on. It's also slightly above the second indicator that's closest to the price, right? The moving average. But right after they break through it, it's already leveling off, and it seems like it could actually fall right back below it. If it does, it could fall below the support that we used from the previous day, and we're going to look at the new one. But this is a pretty close one. As long as this continues in this direction and it actually breaks the midway point of this sector right here, I think that there's going to be some type of breakout. I don't know how far it's going to go. Where is it going to go? But that's what we want to watch for. And also we want to watch for the sign of this, right? It looked like it was going back up. It was about to get close to it, and then it just fell. Now, when it fell dramatically. And I think that this stock does have some type of room to fall closer to $15, $13. That's about $2 to $4 away from where we're at now. I'm not saying that it's going to fall in that direction, but it does have that room based off the chart. Now, we want to watch it closely because it's looking like it's getting closer and closer to a reversal period. And the bears are actually bringing this one down slowly now. It's not like they're just, bringing it down and then bringing it down even lower, like just straight down. It's like just subtly calming down. It leveled off here. And now we have to see on Monday, are the bears going to pull it down even more and level off, right? And that could be like a subtle time for it to be able to get easier for the bulls to reverse. Or are the bears losing control here and the bulls are already starting that reversal in this direction? Those are the questions to ask ourselves and watch for early on in the day. Like, what's going on early on in the day? But based off the MACD, so far, if it doesn't do that crazy downward slope, as we could see, just to illustrate one more time, it's kind of in this direction. If it doesn't do that slope downwards like that, I think that the bulls are on to probably crossing, right, the midway point. There's a midway point on the MACD. And instead of going in this direction, actually bringing this one up in that direction and breaking through that midway point, which then will bring the stock up in that direction as well. So we want to watch for these things. So let's look here at our resistance and support. So yesterday's resistance is pretty important, right? 1795. That is a very important resistance level. It's the resistance level above the 50-day moving average, deeper into bullish territory. So that needs to be broken through to pull away from the 50-day moving average. And the support here from yesterday that got broken through and we're slightly above it is 1711. But our new support, which is the lowest point here reached in the last couple of days, is down at 1688. So we want to watch this closely, very, very close. And this is a pretty narrow stretch here. So the 50-day moving average is 1773. That needs to be broken through for sure to go ahead and work its way up towards, right, bullish territory. Before getting there, there's a resistance level to break through. We're currently at 1734. And our support is 1688. If this gets broken through, this could be on its way down to newer lows and newer support levels and actually getting further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So we want to watch this super, super close. Now, if 1688 gets broken through, you want to watch closely the behavior because the stock could actually have the bulls reappear and bring it back up like we've seen. They've been holding it up. The bears have been dominating here, as we can see that, right, from way up here at the $19 mark. But the bulls have been holding it up and stopping it from hitting newer lows like we see here. But we want to watch the behavior very closely because breaking through supports means that we're going deeper into bearish territory and moving further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. Now, our resistance is 1755. That definitely needs to be broken through, but that does not signify that the bulls have gained control and that they're guaranteed to get into bullish territory. That's just a first step to form the catalyst, turn that into a support, and pull away from it, and they're not that far from the 50-day moving average to then hopefully cross the 50-day moving average and end up in bullish territory. It's just an indicator for us investors to know where the stock is heading, and if the bulls can turn that into a support, they're on their way closer to their goal, which is getting into bullish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware of that this resistance is a good sign of being broken through, but they need to hold support and pull away from it to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.